Greetings, it's Tom Hanks speaking. Before you dive into Bungle's latest video, I have an important message to share. I urge you all to show your support for Bungle's content by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment in the section below. Once you've done that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the featured presentation on the major changes coming to Enlisted. Bungle is an exceptional content creator in the Enlisted community, and this video serves as a prime example of their expertise. Thank you for tuning in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bungle, hope you're doing well, and I hope you are having a great day. So today we're going over a lot of drama that's been coming out in Enlisted the past couple of days. I've been asked by a lot of my viewers, hey Bungle, I really want to hear your 2 cents here on the Stalingrad campaign drama with the whole, basically bait and switch stuff going on, as well as kind of the projected leaks and information really of what's coming out with this campaign rework that's going to come out probably next month in June at this point, based on what I've been reading and kind of researching and seeing here. So I have my notes here. We're going to dive down right away, starting off with the kind of the big elephant in the room. It's the Stalingrad campaign. Now, if you're watching this, you haven't really been part of the Enlisted community or seeing what the heck's going on. Pretty much the Stalingrad full access bundle is like a $30 bundle. So the Stalingrad campaign, how it was advertised when it first released, I think a year ago, around April or March of 2022, when it first got released, it was an advertisement of, hey, you pay 30 bucks for the Stalingrad campaign, you won't have to deal with any microtransactions and stuff that you would find in the other campaigns in Enlisted. So what this meant is that, one, you would have numerous squad slots. I think one of the big advertisements of the full access bundle was, hey, in addition to paying 30 bucks, you get 3 additional squad slots for Russia and for Germany in the Battle of Stalingrad campaign. Another thing to add with that $30 bundle, you got 2 kind of premium squad vehicles, flamethrower tanks, really weren't that competitive anyway and kind of garbage, but they were included in that bundle. And another thing to add in addition to that is that you basically get like an XP boost. It was a really big noticeable XP boost. You would be able to kind of progress through the campaign pretty quickly in like a day or two if you really wanted to sit there and grind it all out and get all this content unlocked. And another thing too is that each campaign level, there were certain levels that were kind of paywalled. And what I meant by that is that you won't be able to get access to that unlock if you hit like level 8 and there's a vehicle there for Russia or something like that. You wouldn't be able to unlock that vehicle unless you paid $30 and had the full access bundle. Then you could pretty much get that paywall level and unlock that vehicle, that equipment, that weapon, that squad, etc. And that was on both sides for Germany and for Russia. So that was kind of the whole deal, this $30 bundle. You pay 30 bucks, you pretty much have a campaign without microtransactions. You can sit there and grind through the campaign pretty quickly. You unlock everything, all the content, everything like that. And there really wasn't supposed to be a bunch of premium squads, microtransactions, stuff like that you find in the other campaigns in Enlisted. Now, Stalingrad wasn't received well. A lot of players in the community, a lot of Enlisted content creators, etc., thought it was a total, excuse my language, but dog poo-poo. It looked really bad. So as a result, the feedback on the Stalingrad campaign kind of got, I would say, abandoned in a way. And here we are now, where we're doing the May sale, and there's an advertisement that a lot of stuff's being pulled from the store because Enlisted is going to be reworking. And up to this point, if you've been following my video and my channels, kind of the reason why Enlisted is getting reworked, and it's going to say it how it is, a bunch of bigger Enlisted content creators basically tried to do boycotts and tried to argue in past content and videos that, Enlisted's dying, it's dead, it needs to change its formula, it needs to be like Hell Let Loose, or it needs to adopt all these other formulas, it needs to be like War Thunder, right? So the only way for Enlisted to truly grow as a game is to bring these other mechanics from other various games, especially like War Thunder, change the grind and everything like that, make it, quote, easier. And as a result, you're going to see a bunch of new players, and we're going to get rid of the whole campaign systems, everything like that. We're going to implement a battle rating system, and it's going to be a better game. You're going to get billions, if not a guerrillion, right? There's that website out there that says Enlisted is going to have a guerrillion player in like 4 years. So something like that, right? Over like a guerrillion players playing Enlisted. So because of that big push, that feedback, and I'm going to say kind of perceiving how it is, if you go look at the Enlisted community, it's really kind of split on the decision on it from what I'm seeing. And because I would say argue it's a vocal minority that was very big about pushing for these changes, as a result, the developers listened. They're like, okay, we're going to go and change it. Now, the problem is how this entire change or this development or this roadmap's going right now. And this leads to the Stalingrad Full Access campaign. So now we have this campaign on sale. And now they're going to start advertising, what they're doing with this new rework, this new Enlisted 2.0, right? And one of the things is that hey, we're going to combine all the campaigns. There's not going to be separate campaigns like Invasion of Normandy, Battle of Tunisia, Battle of Tunisia, Battle of Stalingrad. It's going to be one big nation tech tree for each nation, and there'll be battle ratings, and you'll be able to play against other players from different nations because they're going to have equipment, and there'll be a battle rating system. So depending on how good your loadout is, you're going to face someone else that has a decent or comparable loadout. You're not going to be, steamrolling new players. And part of this whole transition is like, what are we going to do with all the equipment, vehicles, weapons, premium squads, etc., and all these other campaigns to basically combine them all into one tech tree for each nation? And this is the issue, and we'll see about the Invasion of Stalingrad or Battle of Stalingrad campaign, is this full access bundle, right? And we kind of see with the notes that they're advertising, hey, you need to purchase the Battle of Stalingrad bundle before it gets removed from the store. I think it's like May 12th or something like that. Because once it gets removed, you're going to lose the opportunity, if you have the full access bundle, to get the T-34E Zulu, T-34E STZ, or the Thompson M21 28 box magazine. That's if you have the full access bundle. And then of course, if you're free to play or you've been playing free to play, and even if you have the full access bundle, the Beretta Mod 30, which is pretty much, you find this weapon, this machine gun, and the access for the Invasion of Normandy, Battle of Tunisia, I think it's in the Battle of Moscow too. You have to purchase it. If not, then it's going to be removed. And one of the things I want to highlight with this is that if you've played War Thunder, and I stressed this before, if you've played War Thunder, you've watched my videos, you've played, War Thunder, you know what I'm talking about here. There's a thing called the Gaijin market. And the Gaijin market is pretty much, if you play CSGO with like skins for weapons, everything like that on Steam, especially its own separate marketplace where Enlisted, or I would say Gaijin at this point, gets all the money, right? You basically pay in-game money to get Gaijin coins or Gaijin currency, so you can go and buy stuff that players are selling at a Gaijin coin rate to pick up a in-game item. A great example, I would say, is I did a recent review or video or gameplay of a Matilda Mark II. If you go look at that Matilda Mark II, it's a USSR Lend-Lease, a British Matilda. They put, the Russians put a 76mm cannon on it. If you go look at the Gaijin market right now for that vehicle, it's like over 800 bucks. And it's 800 Gaijin coins, but the currency is $1 US for one Gaijin coin. That's the currency exchange rate. So what's going to happen here, and I'm calling it right now as it is, and I highly recommend, if you're watching this right now, you do have the Stalingrad Full Access campaign. Not so much the vehicles, because the vehicles, you just kind of unlock them anyway, and they're already given to you. But the weapons, definitely, I would recommend definitely purchasing some of the Beretta Mod 30s for Russia, because I guarantee that's going to be a Gaijin marketplace weapon that you could pretty much sell, hold on to it, buy a bunch of copies, and if Enlisted does get over 1 trillion players, you'll be able to flip that for a good amount of Gaijin coins, and from there you'll be able to buy stuff with Gaijin coins, either in-game items, or you can use it for like stuff in the premium content store because it's Gaijin currency, etc. But basically the house wins, Gaijin wins with that. Same with the Thompson M21 28 box magazine. Like I said, it's going to be a Soviet exclusive weapon. That weapon is on the Gaijin market, which I will guarantee Gaijin will probably do this, or Enlisted Darkflow, whatever, because it does make them profit. The house wins with this. That's another thing I would pick up for the Soviets or for Russia and the Battle of Stalingrad campaign. Now moving on to Germany, if you have the full access bundle from Stalingrad, you'll get the Panzer IV-G. And the Panzer IV-G, I think this is the only campaign that's in right now. It's basically an up-armored Panzer IV. So basically, we have full access bundle, you get a better up-armored Panzer IV, but to be honest, if we're bringing the BR systems and everything from War Thunder over, you're really not going to be using that Panzer IV. You're probably going to be using a Panther if you're using your competitive lineups or stuff to grind. You'll be using a Panther over the Panzer IV, and definitely probably Tiger II Tiger over the Panther. Now, if you're free to play, or if you have the full access bundle, you also have the opportunity of getting the Mannlicher 93 is a bolt action rifle. You can pick that up. I don't really see this weapon being that competitive, being sold for a lot, but what I do see being sold or being very, very competitive is MP 717 Orange and Romeo. It's basically a captured PPSH 41. If you have the Invasion of Stalingrad, the Battle of Stalingrad campaign, definitely the two things to take away from this video if you're watching me to this point. Definitely purchase a bunch of copies of MP 717 Romeo captured PPSH for Germany. Definitely pick a bunch of those copies up, because I definitely could see that being sold on the Gaijin marketplace without any issue, because the PPSH 41 is a very, very good submachine gun in Enlisted. So having that on the Germany side, especially if you're grinding the campaigns, or not the campaigns, but the new tech tree with new equipment or whatever, having that, especially also if you're just holding the bag, getting ready to sell it and flip it down the road when we get over 1 trillion players, definitely something worth investing into. And then another thing to look at too is the Beretta Mod 30. Like I said, there's kind of the big 2 takeaways I would get from this Bungles video, and also the Thompson M2128, but you have to have the full access bundle for it. So we're diving down to, Bungle, what was all the drama with the full access bundle? And, pretty much is that as a bait and switch, where it was advertised, yeah, your squad slots are going to be carrying over. You basically get to unlock this content forever. You get to keep it for forever, blah, blah, blah. And then now, we're basically reversing what we're saying because we're doing Enlisted 2.0. The squad slots weren't going to get transferred over. So there was a big uproar in the community. If you notice, when we had these drama stuff up here, I usually take a step away for a couple of days to see what the heck Enlisted or Dogflow is going to do to at least mitigate the PR disaster. And then if not, then I'll walk in and make my video. And this one, like I said, my viewers were saying, Bungle, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. And one of the things is with the squad slots is that they came out the following day, like, oh, hey, the squad slots, you're gonna be able to carry 3 over now, because that was the whole point of the full access bundle, right? Additional squad slots. So you get plus 3 squad slots you'll be able to use for Germany and then for Russia, right? And another thing to note too, is that when that was released, kind of like a good PR press in my opinion, they also released stuff about, oh, we have a new event coming up and then we have all these sales going on right now. So it's kind of in a way to kind of, how they put it, when you make a kind of a poopy sandwich, right, a bad sandwich, you'll put some, start off with the good stuff, put the crap in the middle, and at the end you'll top it off with the good part of the sandwich, right? So that's kind of what they're doing here to mitigate the PR disaster. So kind of big takeaways now, diving down to, with all that drama, and hopefully you can understand where Enlisted's going now, especially if you're a viewer that's been watching my videos or if you're new to the channel, is now we're diving into, okay, Bungle, we pretty much got a month really until this whole full access, or this whole Enlisted 2.0 happens, right? What is your recommendations? What are we doing here? For one, and I've been very clear to my viewers, I know people have asked me about premium squads, if I'm going to review them, same with the new paratrooper squads, all that. I'm hesitant to recommend purchasing premium squads at this point because at this time there's been stated conversations where there's going to be some premium squads are going to get just refunded to you because in this new Enlisted 2.0, which I have had no access or privilege of seeing yet, some of the premium squads are basically going to get axe really, and you're going to get like currency refunded. Same with if you purchase like additional squad slots or camouflage or stuff like that. Like it's very, very vague on how this is going on. So I would stand fast on premium squads. Now, when we talk about researching and grinding, my recommendation too, the full access bundle for Stalingrad, a lot of weapons for the Soviets and for Germany is found in various campaigns in the list with Tunisia, with Moscow, with Invasion of Normandy campaigns. So my recommendation, especially if you're a newer player, definitely consider picking up the full access bundle just so you can do a blitz and get all this content unlocked. But if you've really been playing it a long time, you're a legacy player, definitely work on finishing up the campaigns where you are basically almost done with. Definitely Invasion of Normandy and the Battle of Berlin campaigns are pretty much where I would focus my efforts on, because the other campaigns like Battle of Tunisia, the Pacific campaign, which we'll get into a separate conversation in a second, the Battle of Moscow and Stalingrad, in a way, is basically 2 flavors in one of Tunisia and Moscow, which is why I recommend just doing Stalingrad campaign if you're really like a newer player, just because you unlock all the content that's found in both of those games. Invasion of Normandy, Battle of Berlin are like late war stuff, and definitely I think that's a lot better if you're an experienced player, you've already dipped a toe in all the other campaigns, and Invasion of Normandy, Battle of Berlin is kind of like where you're like, yeah, I'm almost done with, I'm close to grinding, and I would recommend grinding those, because that's probably gonna be carried over with this whole battle rating tech tree rework system, which we'll see if it comes out in June. Now, the Pacific campaign is like an elephant in the room, and the issue is that it's really good if you're just maining Japan or grinding through Japan. If you're doing US, the problem with the US side, and it's been confirmed or it's been stated that like the M2 carbine, the way this battle rating system is going to work is that a lot of the weapons that the US have is just too competitive, or if not overpowered, compared to the Japanese side, Japanese tech tree. So as a result, right now what we have with the campaign levels for the US and for Japan is that a lot of the weapons that the US have, like the M2 carbine, you won't be matched against Japan because that weapon is just too competitive. So in my kind of retrospective here looking at it, I don't recommend grinding through the entire US Pacific campaign tech tree or level if you start in the Pacific campaign. If you have, my stop point would be the AP1, which is pretty much the Avenger. It's like towards the end, it's like there's 3 last levels. If you unlock that, that would be my recommendation to stop at. But I definitely would recommend, if you haven't played the Pacific campaign or you're working on it, is to finish up the Japanese, because the Japanese are going to have their own separate tech tree. And it's the same with like the recent additions of the 3 levels. That's why I think they just added 3 levels, and they kind of just were cautious with adding any more content because of this whole tech tree rework Enlisted 2.0 system. So if you're going to grind Japan, definitely go for the HO1 tank, the B5 M2 bomber plane. Those 2 are going to be kind of what I would recommend going for. But right now, like I said, Enlisted, this is just very, very concerning the direction that Enlisted is going into. This video hopefully serves as kind of a discussion point on where we're at with Enlisted, and for you viewers that have been asking for my opinion, my advice in this situation, this is what I recommend. Premium squad reviews and content, like I said, I'm going to be standing fast on posting any new content. The reason is because I have to see how this Enlisted 2.0 system is going to work. And I guarantee some of the videos and some of the squads I reviewed are going to get axed, and I'm probably going to have to delete those videos because they're no longer going to be Enlisted 2.0. But other than that, if you reach this point in the video, new viewer, possibly subscriber, hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Having you sub and mash that like button does help me with the YouTube algorithm. Return sub, return viewer, and let me know your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.
Hey Quad Bros, it's your favorite content creator, Quadro. Make sure you mash that like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to Bungle. Thanks for watching.